discuss what is the chapters we are going to learn and what are the course objectives, what are the course outcomes, and these are the things we listen in the last class. So now we'll go through with the syllabus. So what is our subject name? Electrical drives. So first we have to know what is the definition of electrical drives. Then why we are going for the electrical drives. Then what are the components available in the electrical drives. So this class, first we will discuss what is the drives, what is the definition of electrical drives, then why we are going for the electrical drives. So what is the block diagram of electrical drives? In that block diagram, what are the components available? And then what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages? And then what are the types of drives? So first we'll go with the what is the definition. What is the definition? So here I will write first definition of drives. So what is the drives? The systems motion control is called as drives. So the systems with employed with motion control is called as drives. What is the meaning of motion control? So any load, particular load, suppose auto rickshaw is there, it has to move from one place to another place, like transportation. And suppose any load is there, it has to rotate in linearly. If it will rotate rotationally, it will move. That is also motion. Linearly, it will move. That is also motion. So either speed, that is also motion. How much speed it is moving. So that motion control, whatever the system will do that motion control, either in linear way or in angular way. So angular way means like rotational, motor is rotating, like fan is rotating. So that motion control, whatever the system will do, that one is called as a drive. So here we are saying that you have to do the control of motion of some particular load. So you have to do that one means these drives consist of prime movers for prime movers to supply mechanical energy for motion control. So we have to do motion control means we want some mechanical energy. So that mechanical energy is supplied by the prime movers. So that's why these systems, whatever the systems employed with the motion control called as a drives, that drives consist of prime movers which will provide the mechanical energy for motion control. So these prime movers will provide mechanical energy to do the motion control in this drive. So what are some examples we will take? What are the prime movers? So petrol engines or diesel engines, and we'll take gas engines and steam engines and hydraulic motors and electrical motors. So these all are the prime movers which will give the mechanical energy. Motors means it will give the mechanical energy. So petrol and diesel engines, like in vehicles. So how a vehicle is moving, that motion is controlled by the how much fuel you are giving. So these petrol engines, diesel engines, gas engines, steam engines, and hydraulic motors and electrical motors, these all are the prime movers. So now the drives which have the electrical motors, that means which have the electrical motors, those are called as electrical drives. So what is the definition of electrical drives? So first, what is the meaning of drives? The systems which employed with the motion control, they are called as drives. So drives required some mechanical energy for the motion control. That mechanical energy given by the prime movers. Those prime movers which are related to electrical, those drives are called the electrical drives. So these prime movers are running by the electrical energy. Those drives are electrical drives. So simple definition is the electrical drives, which are the systems employed with the motion controls by using the electrical energy, is called the electrical drive. So while writing also you can write first what is the drive. Systems employed with the motion control is called as the drives, and drives consist of prime movers to supply the mechanical energy for the motion control. So these prime movers, which are the electrical motors are employed, those things are called as the electrical drives. Clear? So this is the definition of electrical drives. So before, actually we know that all the mechanical drives and transportation everywhere before we are using the only engines, petrol engines, diesel engines. But now people are why coming to the electrical drives. Before it is not that much popular previously, but now electric drives became popular. Why? First we will check how the drives available previously, electrical drives. How the electrical drives available previously, we'll check. Then we will come to the why now it is becoming popular. So as we said that, suppose we'll take one example to understand how the before drives are there. Suppose we'll take one DC motor. So I will take one motor, DC motor. Okay. So what is the use of this DC motor? To drive some load. So I'm connecting this one, I'm coupling this one with the load. So what are the characteristics of load? It has speed and torque, speed and torque. So how you will control the speed of the load from this motor? Generally how DC motor speed will be controlled? Either whatever the current or frequency given to the motor, or otherwise voltage supplied across the motor. These are the controllable things. So now onwards you remember, if we write V, it is voltage, I is current, and F is the frequency. Okay. So what are the control parameters for this one? Put current, frequency, and the voltage. This is the variable voltage. So if you change the voltage according to the speed of the motor also will control. So this is the DC motor. So we have to supply the DC energy. So we want one DC generator. So we want one DC generator. So how DC generator will work? What is the meaning of generator? Which will convert the mechanical energy into the electrical energy. So in this one, so that's why I'm saying this subject, if you want, means you have to know the power electronics also, machines also. So anywhere you are getting doubt, next minute you can ask me. Okay. So this generator have some field. So we'll consider this one is a field. So I'm creating some variable to control the field current. So field current, we can change the output of the voltage and the frequency. So we have to give this some mechanical energy to this one. So what are the source generally we have available? We have a AC source available everywhere. We have single phase AC grid is there. So we have a AC source is available. So to control this one, we want the mechanical energy. That mechanical energy will get from the AC motor. So this is the AC motor. So this AC motor will coupled with the shaft of this generator and this generator. So we will give the AC. AC will supply to the motor. Motor will control the generator. That generator will supply to the voltage to the motor. Here speed one. So if you want to run one load, how much things you have required? One machine, two machines, three machines. So the system size is increasing. And what is the efficiency? Here, some losses of this motor, then losses of generator, then again the losses of this machine. Then we have. So we are developing the power more than which is required, and unnecessarily size of the system and controlling everything is becoming difficult. So that's why before electrical drives are not that much popular. To run one small load, you want this much of motors. But when power electronics develop, the power electronics is a static device, which is the less size, and it will increase the speed of efficiency will increase, and static device there is no motion. So much of plus points is there. Now what they done, instead of these two things, why means this motor is to run that one. So instead of this thing, they generated the power electronics interface. Power electronics converters or interface, whatever we will call power modulator. So this one we developed because of this one, electrical drives now became popular. So this is the previously it is there. That's why. So now modern electrical drives are changed. So now we will go with modern electrical drives. What is the block diagram and what are the components available? So am I audible? So no problem, right? Please respond somebody.
No, sir.
No problem, sir.
The speed is okay.
A
My
little
voice
bit
is clear.
slow.
Sorry,
Sir, can you tell a little bit slow?
little bit slow. Okay, fine. Fine. Whenever I go speed, just ping me. Okay. So don't worry to ask again. And you can go to that video also. I will share the video. So you people can go one by one. Then you can ask the comments and whatever you want. And my number anyhow available. Okay. So we are going with the block diagram of electrical. So we are going with the block diagram. So generally we seen that first thing, what is the main thing? Motor. So there will be a motor. Okay, clear? We have a motor. What is the use of motor? It has to drive the load. There will be a load. So this load has to drive by the motor. So motor speed has to control. So which will control the speed? The power modulator. So power modulator. See, don't remember the circuit and anything. So here itself, we know we are writing a drive. So drive means you have to drive some load. So load drive means one motor is required. So to control the motor, power modulator is required. Power modulator. So this power modulator is required. That so this power modulator, one source is required. So this is the source power modulator motor. Asking, suppose load want to go more speed or load want more torque. So how we know that? We have to. And second thing, power modulator, what it has to do, which type of motor is available. So how much power we have to give this one. So somebody has to control this one. So to control this one control unit is required. One control unit is required. And how much it has to control, how much current has to send, how much voltage has to give to increase the speed. To understand that one, first we have to understand how much speed here it is required. So we will sense the voltage, how much is available here or whatever the parameters of the drive. So we want one sensing unit. Okay, so this control unit, we have to do some command. You do this one, you do that one. So we want to give one input command. Clear? So there are how many elements are there? Total 7 elements are there. We have a source, we have a power modulator, we have a motor, we have a load, we have a sensing unit, we have a control unit, we have input command. This is the complete modern block diagram of electrical drives. So this is the block diagram, and what are the things is available? We have a source, power modulator, motor, load, control unit, input command, sensing unit. So first load, who will decide the load? So who will decide the load? So the load is decided by the environment of industrial process. Like a very big technical word. So just to remember this one, industrial process. Suppose, not industrial, suppose it is a home also. If you have to run the fan, so you have to run the fan means it has to go with this much of speed, variable speed. When you want to increase the speed, you have to increase the speed. When you want to decrease the speed, you have to decrease the speed. So load is fixed by the what the user want. That industrial process. Suppose you want to use the mill, like paper mill, and the elevator is there. So what is the elevator? It has to go upper and it has to come. So that conveyor belt is there. So load is already fixed. So that will depend upon the environment, that user. User want this one, I want this one. He is asking. So that industrial environment, whatever it will ask, on that one load will depend upon how much torque, how much speed, what is the requirement, and everything. And what about the source? Source. So I'm removing this word block diagram. So that will be easy for us. So what source will do? What is the source? So it will depend upon the availability. Availability. So wherever you are using, suppose home you are using some particular load. So what is the source at our home? We have a single phase input. So we will use that one only, whatever available is there. That one only, the source. Source, how we will select whatever available. So we have now, suppose solar is there. We will take the solar as a source. No, solar we don't have, we have a single phase source. Then we will take single phase as a source. So source will depend upon the availability, load will depend upon the environment, whatever the load requirement is required. Now remaining things are power modulator, motor, control unit, and sensor. Now we'll go power modulator. So what are the functions of power modulator? What are the functions of power modulator? First thing, it will limit the power supply. Limit the power supply. So generally, what is the requirement? Here we want to control the motor. We want a
Speed control.
changeable speed control only required. So that speed control, what are the things required? Changeable voltage, current, or frequency. So last time we discussed the DC motor, how the DC motor speed control will happen by changing the voltage across this one, or otherwise whatever the current we are producing, or else the frequency. So these are the parameters. So it has to take the power supply and it has to limit the power supply according to the voltage, current, and field requirement of the motor according to the characteristics. What are the speed and torque characteristics required for the load? So it will limit the power supply according to load, speed, and torque characteristics. So this is limiting the power supply to the motor according to the load and torque characteristics by generating the changeable voltage, current, and power supply. And what is the second thing it is doing? In transient operations, control the current. Control the current. Sometimes suddenly load is changed. So it will require the more current. So it will ask the source to give the more current. If source will supply that much of current and our motor and these ratings are less, that motor will damage. So to damage that one, so in any transient operations and irregular operations, it will control the current which is flowing from the source to motor. So here we will give you some safety instructions. So what it will do, it will in transient operation, it will control the input current. And third one, what it will do, it will converts the energy, supply energy. you can say supply energy according to motor requirement. What does it mean? Suppose, like we seen that one DC motor is available and we have a AC motor is available. So what is the power we have to give to the DC motor? We have to give DC energy. So this power modulator will convert this AC into the DC. Suppose here DC is available, here AC is available. It will convert DC into AC. Suppose here AC is available, here also AC is available, but this voltage level and this voltage level is different. Then also it will change the AC to variable AC. So frequency is some other frequency required, then it will. So the power modulator will convert the supply energy according to the motor requirement. And third thing, and also most important thing, it will select the operating mode. It will select the operating mode. Operating mode of motor. What is the operating mode? How many operating modes will be available? Like motoring. Motoring means from electrical energy, it will convert into the mechanical energy. And it has to stop also. Suppose in transportation, if you take, when you will take the transportation, you have to stop the motor also, you have to start the motor also. So when it is running, that one will called as a motoring mode. In this one, two things. I will write here like arrow marks. So motoring, what are the two modes? Motoring mode and another one is braking mode. Another one is braking or plugging also you can say. So which mode it has to operate, this power modulator will decide. So what are the power modulator works? It will do the four works. What is that for? First thing, it will limit the power supply according to the speed characteristics of the loads to supply to the motor. And second thing, in transient operations, it will make sure that the current will be within limits. And third thing, it will convert the input energy, whatever the supply energy, according to the motor. And fourth thing, it will decide the operating mode of the motor. Either it is motoring mode or it is braking mode. So this is the work by anything else? Sorry, motoring mode or braking mode. Any questions? Okay, fine. So this is the power modulator. Next one. How we will select the motor? So which motor we have to select? What are the things we have to take care? So while selecting the motor, first thing is we have to think that our availability is there or not. What is our budget? So is there any price we can compromise? So we can go with the price availability. And second thing is what load requirement. So for load performance, is this preferable? This performance is preferable to the load or not, whatever goes. So performance. So these two things we have to take care while selecting the motor. So what are the two things? One is the price and availability, and second thing is performance according to the load characteristics. So that is the thing. And sensing unit. What is the works of sensing unit? How we will select? So it will sense the parameters of. It will sense the parameters of drives. So what are the parameters of drives? Like speed, current. So it will take the speed, how much speed it is running. So it will give the control unit, this much speed it is running, and this much speed we want. And then it will take this much of current is there. So how much current we have to give. So we want more current means it will sense that, and it will say the control unit, we want this much of current is now available. So this one will do generally what is the purpose of the sensing unit for closed loop operation. For closed loop operation. And another one is protection. Another one is protection. This is the main important thing of this sensing unit. Then coming to the control unit. So this is also more important thing. Why means these two things only reducing our size and in our whatever the availability of electrical drives or utilization of electrical drives improved by these two things. So what this control unit will do? So control unit, first thing, it has to control the power modulator. It will control the power modulator. Okay. So how much it has to give? What does the work it has to do? And second, create the safety rules. That means suppose it is sensing current is more than that one, then it will stop the power modulator. Okay, you have to stop. So now we are going the more than that one. So it will create the safety rules. Second, it will operate at high power levels and also small voltage levels. Operate at high power levels and also low voltage levels. Okay. Then what else left? Input command. So what this input command will do, it will make where the power modulator, it will select the operating point of drive or electrical drive, whatever it is. So it will select the operating point of the drive. That means if suppose the drive is operated to so much of ranges, but which range it has to operate for that particular load. So it will, this input command will select the operating point of the drive. So here all the elements are completed. So what are the things available? Source, power modulator, motor, load, sensing unit, and control unit. So here this load is selected by the environment, and that means user, and source is according to the availability, and this thing. That means power converter and control unit, sensing unit, motor, these things will be selected by us. Selected by designer. That is your wish. Anything we can select. So if you want to hear AC source is there, first you will use the AC to DC, then DC to AC, whatever, which motor you want to use, according to the load, you will take that motor. So which sensing unit you want to sense the by using the current control algorithm you want to do, you will take the current, or you will want to speed, you will take the speed. And control unit, which control unit you have to use, which type of controller you want to use, that is your choice. So how much input command you have to do, that is your choice. This is our choice. Okay, so this is the complete block diagram. Any doubts in this one? Anything I have to explain again?
No, sir.
Sorry? I have to explain again. Guys, am I audible?
No, sir. Yes,
Okay.
I can.
So, okay. Simply as brief, once again, I will go. There is a source. So source generally will select the availability of the place, and then we have a power modulator. There is 4 functions of power modulator, which will supply the power to the motor according to the load torque characteristics, and which will control the current from the source in the transient operations, and which will convert the power from the source according to the motor, and which will select the operating mode of the motor. And motor we will select according to phase and availability, and also the performance according to load torque characteristics, and load which will be selected according to the environmental process, and sensing unit which will sense the parameters of the drives like current, speed, the voltage, these things. Then control unit. So control unit, it will control the power modulator to do the operation. It will create the safety rules. It will operate at the high power levels also, low voltage levels also. Input command, which will select the operating point of the drive. So these are the block diagram briefly we explained. So what are the components? Source, power modulator, motor, and so again, so this is the functions. Up to now, we discussed the what are the functions in the block diagram. Now we'll go through one component. So what are the available things? What is the source in generally we will use? Okay, so we'll go through that one. So these are the functions up to now we discussed. So first we'll go one by one again. So what are the components available? First component is the source. So what is the source will do? It will supply the electrical energy to the motor. That is the main motor of this one. But this supply is not regulated. It will be regulated by the power electronics interface or the power modulators. So generally we have available of two types of powers. One is the AC power. Another one is the DC power. So generally, we have AC grid is more popular. Utility grid is ours one is AC. So in AC, so we divided again into the three things. First one, for low performance drives, we will use the single phase 230 volts. So what is our frequency? 50 hertz frequency. So we will go with the for low power drives, we will go with the single phase 230 volts 50 hertz, and medium power we will go with the three phase 440 volts 50 hertz, and for high power we will go with the three phase and greater than 440 like 3.3 kV and etc. So we will go with the high power. And DC means nowadays renewable sources became very popular. So we have solar PV and wind like this DC sources. And this power is again regulated by the power modulators before supplying to the motor. So this is about the source. So what about the power modulator? So second thing is, so power modulator, we discussed what are the functions of power modulator. What are the functions of power modulator? It will limit the source current, and also it will generate the supply according to the load torque characteristics. And it has to supply the energy from one form to another form. And fourth one is it will select the motoring mode or braking mode of the motor. So here, these power modulators generally power electronics interfaces. So this is like the first one. Suppose we have a AC source, we want a DC, so AC to DC conversion. So what is the AC to DC conversion? If for getting clarity, I will just write it. Some block diagrams I will make it, or otherwise directly also you can write it. AC to DC conversion. So generally AC to DC we call this one as a rectifiers. So what it will do from AC supply, and if suppose AC supply is available, it will convert into the DC supply. And second one is AC to AC. So in this AC to AC, again two things will be there. One is AC voltage regulators. Like what it will do, suppose we have a fixed AC, it will convert into the variable AC. These things are called as AC voltage regulators. AC voltage controllers, not regulators, will say AC voltage controller, because we can control the magnitude. In this one, frequency is constant. F means frequency, so don't confuse it. Okay, frequency is constant. And another one is from fixed AC to, this is also variable AC, but F is changing. F is not constant. So these things we will call as
Cycloconverter.
Right, cycloconverters. And third category is DC to DC. These things we will call as a choppers. Choppers are DC to DC converters also we have available. Next one is DC to AC. What they will call this one?
Inverters.
Yes, inverters. So, see if you have any confusion, so this is like a class I am going like this. If you have a doubts anywhere, confusion, I can say some example. So people generally will confuse with AC to DC and DC to AC, which is the rectifier and which is the inverter. So to remember, we'll go no problem. I will tell. So suppose this is not out of class I'm saying. So out of class, this is the DC, right? Generally. And how will be the AC? I am saying that this is AC waveform. Is this correct or not? This is AC waveform or not? This is AC
Yes.
waveform or not? Only one person is saying answer. This is AC waveform
Yes,
or
sir.
not?
Yes, sir.
This is also AC waveform. This is also AC waveform. AC waveform means the waveform average value has to be 0. That means how much area is there in positive that much area is there in negative, then that waveform is AC waveform only. This is a sinusoidal waveform. It is also one of the AC waveform. Okay. So this is the AC waveform. See here what we are doing. Positive, positive. But after some time, positive became negative. Negative means we are inverting. So you remember that DC to AC means inverter, which will invert its voltage. Sometimes it is positive, sometimes it is negative. So no need to confuse that. DC to AC means okay, DC is straight line. AC means sometimes positive, sometimes negative. So some straight line we are inverting. So that's why we'll call this one as a inverter. So second thing, automatically rectifier. That one also we can say. So here some mistake is there. What is that mistake? Something is positive, something is negative. That mistake we are rectifying. We are rectifying this negative one into positive. That's why that one called as a rectifier. So like this, so many things are there. If you will come physically classes, we can teach more. So that is out of subject. Okay. So now our modulator is AC to DC, AC to AC, DC to DC, DC to AC. These are the power modulators available. Next, we will come to the motors. So how many motors we have? How many motors? How many types of motors we have?
AC, DC.
That's it. Any other?
Series shunt compound.
So series shunt compounds won't come in AC DC.
In DC.
In DC itself, series shunt components will come, right? So we have AC motors, we have DC motors, and also we have special motors. Don't ask that, sir, these things are not run with AC or DC, some special voltage. No, they will run with the AC or DC only. But the operation is different from the AC motors and DC motors. Okay. So AC motors generally, how many types we have again in AC motors?
Two. Synchronous, asynchronous.
Synchronous.
Yes.
Asynchronous.
Synchronous means constant speed motors. Those are the synchronous motors. And second one is induction motors, which is the variable speed motors. And DC motors, like she said, like series motors and shunt motors and separately excited motors. So many things. In special motors, we'll consider stepper motors and BLDC motors, permanent magnet DC motors. So these things will come. These are the different types of motors. Then coming to the control unit. So what is the control unit? It is a control. So this controller which will control the pulses and everything. There are two types of controllers are there. One is analog controllers. Another one is digital controllers. So what is the analog controllers? We will use the op amps or analog equipment, whatever available, by using the op amps. We know that op amps, simplified timers, these things will develop the pulses. That pulses will give for the power trans switches to switch on and switch off. So that is the analog one. But analog one, it will take this so much of process. If any one thing is deteriorated, it will be the problem, and it will give the noise, and it will give the losses. So these are the drawbacks of some analog. Nowadays, it is more popular is digital. Digital means microprocessors, FPGA controllers. These all things are digital controllers. Why means we will write the program, we will dump the program. So anything if you want change, it is very easy to change. So that's why digital controllers are becoming popular. So these are the control unit part. Then coming to the sensing. So what are the we have to do the sensing. Here mainly we have to do the speed control and also so that speed control and torque. So speed and torque indirectly, speed and current will sense. Speed sensors and current sensors. You seen any speed sensors? You seen any speed sensors in the lab? Tachometer. We are using the tachometer, which will sense the current we are giving. So digital tachometers are available and analog tachometers are available. So that will speed sense. But if you want to give the feedback inside itself by using the Hall effect sensors, we will use the speed sensors and current sensors, and we will take that values, we will convert into the voltage, we will give to the control units. So Hall effect type of sensors also available. So what else left? Load. That is the main important thing in our drives. So what type of loads will be available? There is two types of loads are available. Okay. One is constant torque load. So load have two characteristics mainly, which is the speed, torque. Okay. So constant, torque and power also can take constant torque loads. And variable torque loads. So in variable torque loads, again we have three types. So constant torque load means the torque will be constant, like elevator is there. How many people will be there? So that one only, it has to rotate, this much of torque will be available. So it has to go like this. So same thing, variable torque loads will be there. This variable torque loads will depend upon the speed. So according to speed, there are three type of variable torque loads is there. Where torque is directly proportional to the speed, that type of loads. Where torque is inversely proportional to the speed, that type of loads. And torque is directly proportional to the square of the speed. This is the another types of loads. So here everything we discussed. So anywhere anything have doubt? So once again I will go through the brief. So these are the components and sources. We have two types of sources available. One is the AC source and one is the DC source. AC source, how many things we have? AC single phase and three phase. So for low power applications, low power drives, we will use the single phase. So generally we have available in India 230 volts, 50 hertz, and we'll go for the medium power, we'll go to the three phase with low voltage, and we'll go to the high power, we'll go with the three phase, high voltage. Then DC we have like the renewable energy sources and some diesel engines, those things also we can take. And then power modulator. In that power modulator, four types are there: AC to DC, AC to AC, DC to DC, DC to AC. So in that one again we have AC to AC, two things are there. One is fixed AC to variable AC, and fixed AC to variable AC with frequency changing. This is voltage changing. Then choppers and inverters also different types are there. Here we don't need to go that much long. So control unit, we have two types of controllers: analog controllers and digital controllers. And these main things already we discussed previously. What power modulator will do. Now we are discussing what are the power modulators available. Source, what it will do. How to select the source. How many sources are available? What control unit do? How many types of controllers are available? What sensing unit do? How many types of sensors are available? What motor will do? So how to select the motor, and motor, how many types? So how generally we will take the load and what types of loads are available. So this is the complete block diagram. What is the uses of block diagram and what are the components available, and these are the things. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So exhaust